the bikes are just so outclassed by the... I definitely could have done a bit better.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream. Sorry it took me a wee bit longer to get set up there. I'm trying out some different stuff, mainly to do with the focus, and we actually have using a different music player than what I was using before, so let me know how volumes are compared to music and the microphone voice. I'm going to be farting about with maybe some camera focus and stuff. You can see I've got rid of the max. I felt like it didn't focus properly last time. Still doesn't seem great, but we'll see. So we'll just be playing about with it until we get a perfect concoction of good focus, good quality, and good music. So I've actually got, with the new music player I've got, even though I've got the same kind of lo-fi music on, there's like different radio channels and stuff, which is kind of cool. So I can change to like copyright free music sort of things. It's all kind of through Twitch, so that's pretty awesome. I think maybe some of the issues that I've been having, I know some people were saying in the last stream, like if I moved too fast it would be a bit laggy. Parts of the stream almost felt like the focus wasn't working properly. And then after the stream I went to play a game of Vermintide and my computer was just not happy. So it turns out the cooling system on my PC is not working, so I've got like lots of fans that are keeping it alright, but I think it might be affecting the processing a wee bit, so we'll see how it goes today. Hopefully we can get through the stream without it crashing, overheating or anything like that. Hopefully get good news tomorrow that I can get replacement parts sent out and it'll be all good. But yeah, so this looks a bit better to me regarding the kind of focus and stuff. We're just having the black means that it's finding it a bit easier to focus on the model. But today we're just going to continue with this guy. We'll try and get him finished, get him up to the quality of what we did in our first stream. How you doing, Kovac? You alright? It is warm. I think that's why my PC's decided just to commit suicide. Right, so I'm actually just looking for all my bits and bobs. A paintbrush is a good start to a painting stream, so let's get that. You going out anywhere nice for dinner? Yes, I think it's probably taken me about 4 hours a model at these ones. I think I'll maybe get this guy done a wee bit faster. I'll maybe do something different, because we've done the same model, even though the first stream didn't save it, because I'm a clever boy. I think we'll maybe move to something different after this one. That sounds good. That sounds very good. So I'm just adding a little bit of orange into the mix like we did in the first one. I'm going to start making them, pushing them towards actually being a tiger. So I'm using quite a watered down it's quite watered down, so when it does start to dry it's not got very noticeable differences in where the last coat and this coat's gone on. Just adding lots of subtle differences as you go up the layers. But we are leaving a bit of the shade underneath. Hey Mafera, how you doing? Yeah, the quality seems a bit better, I think, without having the cutting mat with all the numbers and stuff underneath. The focus is... it's not struggling as bad as what it did in the last stream. I think what I need to do when I turn a model around as well is just give it a wee second before I start painting, just so it gives it that wee second to focus. Start. before I start throwing my brush in. Yeah, it's going to be awesome just having a pure table full of Tiger Man and Jackals and stuff. Can't wait to use them. I think I'll need to get like proper lighting as well, soft lighting, because I think a part of the focusing problem also is how harsh my lights are. I've got very bright daylight bulbs, which is really good for me to see the model, but it's hard for the camera. The music's a bit quiet. No worries, I can put that up. I am using a different. So before I was playing kind of music from one player, so I've got a new like inbuilt Twitch player. So all the music that I'm playing, I don't really have to worry about if it's copyrighted and stuff like that, which is nice. And there's different stations as well, so there's like obviously the lo-fi, but there's like pop and rock, classical, indie, jazz. So how's the volume there? Is that a bit better? Ideally I'd like it so we're almost, well, not the same volume, but I'm not like overly loud compared to it, so if people are just chilling then they can almost just listen to the music and drown me out, rather than every time I open my mouth they're forced to listen to me, you know. So if I'm too loud or music's too quiet, just let me know. Turned my microphone gain down a wee bit from yesterday's stream as well, so hopefully it's a bit less jarring, because naturally my microphone's actually really quiet on Twitch for some reason, so hopefully that's better now. I also don't have my little guide to see where to hold the model over now right enough, so try not go off camera too much. Do you notice much difference in the quality of the, either just the focusing or the camera, anything like that, or is it much the same as before? Because as I said, I'm just going to fiddle about with the settings each stream until we get it perfect. Focus much better, nice. And I'm hoping that I can start putting the resolution up more. You missed Skin at the start of the stream, I was saying that I think at the start of my stream yesterday, and then when we were obviously playing Vermintide, I was having computer issues. So I think the pump to my liquid cooled CPU is gone. So basically, I've got lots of fans on the system, but the CPU isn't cooling properly, so it's far too hot. So hopefully I can get a replacement. In warranty, I'm like 2.5 weeks out of its 3-year warranty, but the guy said he'll try and get me the replacement anyway. So fingers crossed I can get that tomorrow. Right, while the skin dries, we're going to do the next wee bit on the armour. So while we used the dark steel, quite hard to see, the kind of dark metal, we're going to use the light metal. I'm just going to add a wee bit into this concoction we've got here. It is typical. What I'm doing with this brighter highlight is doing all the edges, like edge highlighting as you usually do it. Actually I want it a bit lighter than that because I will darken it down again with another wash, but I want it to be quite contrasting at the moment, but we'll bring it down. So we're doing all the edges, raised areas. But what I'm also going to do is, where we've got these big gashes, I'm just going to paint the underside of the gash. And the dents as well. Probably be easier if I use a smaller brush. So the highlight that I'm doing is white aluminium from Vallejo colour, metal colour, with a bit of incubi darkness mixed in. Where's that? Here we are. So they're mixed together. Is anyone doing any hobby tonight? Just going to highlight like the raised rivets and stuff as well as the nice edge highlight. Eating ice cream's a hobby. The best hobby. Okay, I'm just going to run the highlights along the raised areas and along the undersides of where the dents and scrapes are. And make these rivets pop. contrast paints that I ordered arrived today as well, so I'll maybe play about with them on maybe some of my Ungors on the next couple of streams, or after this guy's finished. I think I'll just do the last one of these three. I can just do that in my own time rather than on stream, because I mean you've seen me do 2 of these now. Unless you want to see me do a 3rd one, or if you want to see me do something else, you can let me know. Play about with some contrast paints. Yeah, I think it'll be really good even just doing for like the base quotes or 1 or 2 quotes with them, and then that kind of sets up the model to then put more details in if it's not really good quality straight away. But I really don't know what to expect from them. I haven't even watched that many videos, so we'll just play about with them and see, get some colours we like for our Ungors and then get them done. When we'll probably be production lining them. They don't need as much detail. Hand painting every little detail in all of them's that's brain damage. There's lots of little kind of bubbles and dents in the armour, so I'm just kind of putting very, very light highlights around them, because that'll kind of highlight that there is actually detail there, but it's not very noticeable where I'm putting it in. And again, once I put another wash on top of this, it'll darken it all down, bring it together, and then we'll have these highlights next to the depths where the shade will pull and give us nice contrast. prefer the other music over this weird skipping-y music. I can like and dislike them, so the crappy ones we can just skip. And I know I'm a bit quiet just now, but we're just told you what I'm doing. It's just doing it all over the model. We're just doing little highlights around the edges, the rivets, kind of raised areas, and underlining any kind of battle damage within the armour. Yeah, the weird noise was actually the song, it wasn't anything to do with kind of jarring, to be honest. So we've got this right gauntlet to do, and then both the leg greaves. Well, one's a greave and the other's metal sandals, but we also need to come up with a name with this one. This one can be Thomas, so we'll have Tony, Terry, Thomas. Let you guys name them. T-Crew. I do really like those new Legion of Voltron like Dune buggies. They look amazing. Makes me want to collect them. Which is really not what I need. Another army in the mix to be fighting for my next army, because I've got World Eaters Imperial Guard because I love the Death Corps, and I've got now those Legion of Voltron guys, just because their buggies are so goddamn cool, their transports. I think I need a bit more metal. It's a problem with Games Workshop now, nearly all the models they bring out are sweet. Battle damage in this Grieve look really cool. And there's just his little slipper. bit more of a pure silver on the axe blades, just to get it looking like there's nice chips. It's a bit more natural. Fresh bits where it's hit the maybe the plate of something else. Nice, uneven, very thin lines. But then we're going to go for washes, so we're going to wash the skin. Trusty Reichland Flesh Shade. He's getting to quite a nice orange now, so I think we're ready to start tigering him up. Yeah, shades are amazing. Back in the day before they had shades, no wonder everybody's models look crap. Did you start your Obi-Wan model? Yeah, remember, what was it called? Devil in Mud. That was like the Argrax Air Shade. And it was such a good shade, but my god, your house, your model, your life just smelled after that. You made a choice if you were to smell bad for like the next couple of months but have a really good looking model. And most of us picked Devil in Mud and smelled bad. And that's why we were single for our teenage years. Okay, I'm gonna use Argrax Air Shade for the armor again. I think that's actually a big bundle of Argrax Air Shade I've got in the middle there. Yes, I do. I'm going to put this quite thick on again. But the air shade will find it quite hard to catch the highlighted areas just because they're on such raised edges, so they'll still stay relatively bright. Might lose a bit of their shininess, but they'll still be much brighter than the rest of it. And then it can sit and pull in those recesses, and that'll give us nice damaged armour. Sorry Thomas, your armour is being crapified. I'll need to write their names in the bottom of each of the bases. Did you start? You had made a good effort at painting your Mortarion. Have you got a picture of him? So I'm going to do this little metal part of the hilt, Argrax Air Shade, but the actual blade's going to get Nuln Oil. Just to kind of differentiate between them. The blade will have a much stronger metal, because that's the bit that will be beaten across people's skulls. Yeah, you'll definitely get some pictures of the wee stormtroopers up. It's not stormtroopers you're doing, is it? It's Kieran's doing droids, Connor's doing stormtroopers. What was it you were doing again? Or was it you that was doing stormtroopers? I can't remember now. Connor's doing the stormtroopers. And characters, yeah, that's right. Yeah, get pictures of them up. Oh, nice. I was also looking at the Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones board, or the tabletop. I was really tempted by that just because it looked quite a good game system. It's kind of like moving around like on the square bases that Age of Sigmar and Fantasy used to be. Switching to the Newland oil for these blades. And I might put blood splatter across the blades as well, and maybe across the armour as well if I feel like it just needs that splash of colour. It's a bit more interesting. He's a bit lighter than the other ones, but I think I'm going to leave him like that. Just so they're not all the exact same hue. So I'm just going to go on to Google. And find nice pictures of tigers to copy some stripes from, just like I did last time. Try not copy the exact same one. That one's got really weird markings, let's go for that one. Don't tell him I said that. He'd maul me, literally. So we're going to start with the white. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Which is not white, silver grey. This will be 2 thin coats. So I'm going to just start with his far areas. Going to do the inside to the ear white as well. And I'm going to do his neck, because I think that really helps it make it look like he's not just Santa Claus beard. And again, his Santa Claus beard could be a literal neck beard. Looks like it's struggling to focus. Almost looks like I just deleted that part of the model in the camera. But we will put a bit of shade in there, which will help it give the contrast. I'm also going to pull it round a bit, because most tigers have their white. This one has quite a low white that covers its nose, but it doesn't quite go as close to the eye as some of the other ones that we've done. And the one I'm doing has a lot less white around the eye than what the other ones did. But I'm going to try and go. Too much on the nose there, which doesn't matter too much because it's just a pattern and they don't have to be even for this either. Quick second coat. It's more like a fox at the moment to me anyway. Some of the markings. Thomas used to do Foxy Bingo. Until they found out he lied in his resume and he was not indeed, was not a fox. And now he just kills people in the Empire. I see if I turn my lights right away, let the exposure kick in. I don't know how that works. It is quite dark, but I can't see what I'm doing properly, which is not ideal. Cool. Fun bit next, the eyes. And I think we had a bit of success actually with kind of doing it a way that oh, I've actually missed a bit of white under the tail. Missed that last time as well. The tiger picture that I'm actually looking at really doesn't have much white on his tail. Well, it does now. next bit is to give it a very light wash. It's going to be very watered down Argraxia shade. I mean, like, very water. It's more water than it is shade. You can see there's like literally nothing on my finger there. I really don't want a lot of this shade to go in the eye socket because I have to paint an eye in there. To the tail as well. Just in the underneath, don't need to do the over. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of overlap. Okay. While that's drying, we're just going to do his claws. So we've already got them brown. I'm going to go brown, a lighter brown, and a bone colour. Do you know what? Let's go. Let's go mad. Let's go mad. So we're going to go, we've got the dryad bark. I'm going to do a little bit of Gother brown. God, can I get rid of these lights? Here we are, Gother brown. Then we've got the Steel Legion drab, Baneblade brown, and then we'll finish with his Shabty bone. Now this won't really matter too much on claws because they're quite thin, but you can see like where most of the layers we've just done a base, a layer, wash, layer, maybe a second wash and doing that. Whereas if you actually did want to do a lot more layers, you can see that you can really get a nice transition going. So we've got the dryad bark. We're going to go one up, leaving a wee bit of the dryad bark left over. This is Gother brown. his claws. Leave a bit of the dry bark. These ones are all the way in here, so you probably can't see them very well, because I can't see them very well. There we are. I actually think that Steel Legion Drab might be a slightly different brownie colour from what we're wanting to go for. I'm going to skip the Steel Legion Drab and use that on the leather, but we'll go straight to the Baneblade Brown, because it almost seems like a different hue of brown to me. However, I probably could have just mixed them, and that would have been fine. Just leaving a tiny bit of now. I've got a wee bit of dry bark, a wee bit of Gothor Brown, and then the rest is Baneblade Brown. I'm going to go, yeah, sharp tip on. Wash in there after. Just join those two nails, which we didn't want to do. I think it's quite hard to see, but let's see if we can get it to focus on a foot. No. Almost. Yeah, that's probably as best you're going to get, but in fact I probably would want to do one more wee bit just of shoe shafty just on the both ends. But then you could go into Screaming Skull, and then into a white if you really wanted to. You could have like 5 or 6 slightly visible. Let's do that, let's add just a wee tiny bit of white right at the end, because that'll be where the light reflects. Gives you a very subtle gradient that kind of builds up. Just going to put a bit of shade on these, that'll put it all together. The white might actually just be a wee bit thick, but Hey, eyes next. So the way we tried it with the last model is we'd do all the black and then do 2 dots at either side of the yellow. So we're actually painting the pupil first and then putting the iris in after, which is a kind of weird way of doing it because you think you just paint one big iris and put a dot for the black. But I actually found it a bit easier doing it this way because the hard bit is trying to get him to not look cockeyed. And I actually found it not too bad last time. Let's see if... But we need a bigger case study, so let's try it this way again. Get on camera helps. One down. We obviously want to try and get these to be roughly the same size. That's proper creepy looking. Right, and so that was just Abaddon black for that black. So we're gonna, I use Flash Gets Yellow. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. I mean, I'm going to try just leaving it with 1 dot at one side. Let's see how that looks. I don't know if you can see that alright, but that actually just looks not too bad without a bit of iris. So I'll do the other side and see if it makes them look too cross-eyed or whatever, but let's try it. Well, the other thing you could do as well is if you get one really good eye and you're like, that's amazing, I don't even want to attempt the other eye because I'll just end up ruining it and making it cross-eyed. You can just paint it in white and then put a big battle scar across it. I might kind of use a purpley battle scar, and it looks like he's not got his eye open because he's only got one eye, which might be entirely a possibility to do in this model. Okay, one camera helps. You can see I've got my little dots of white where I'm trying to just manage how much paint I've got on my brush. I really don't want much at all to start it off until I get a good outline. He looks very a bit maybe too oriental, so I am just going to try and put those little dots in the corner. But it's going to be the tiniest little dot that I can muster. Okay, so here's what I've got now. Let's see if I can see that on the camera. So I'm actually really happy with the eyes. I think I just want to very slightly widen the pupil. What do you guys think? Or do you think I should leave it like that? I'll have a think about it. I'm going to tidy up the white on the fur and then doing some tiger stripes. It's actually a really good way of doing eyes. It's kind of counterintuitive, but actually, and I didn't think I would like doing it that way, but actually I think it's probably the way I'm going to do eyes now. You can generally with practice, get one eye looking pretty decent. I mean, if I just had that eye, and I would be like, oh, that's pretty good. And then you do the second eye, and it could be on its own quite a good eye. Maybe like the iris is a bit more central. Sorry, the pupil's a bit more central. You're like, well, he's kind of looking outwards, but then this one's looking forward, and then you put them together, and you're like, he's got crazy eyes. What's the name of that guy in the Adam Sandler films where he always has the crazy eyes? All your models end up looking like that. And my models usually do that, and I have to redo the eyes about 6 times until I'm not happy with them. I'm like, yeah, that'll do. I don't want to be doing this model's eyes for the rest of my life while my own eyes end up going a bit these are needing fixed. I think definitely my next investment is going to be a soft light, so you can actually see a bit better, but the focus does seem to be better. Like, you can seem to see the focus a lot better. I think my lights are just too they reflect on the paint, and it makes the camera like, what the hell is going on? But the cameras have definitely, there's definitely with this black background, I think it's definitely helping with the focus. Sometimes does, like now, it just decides to have a wee break. But I'm going to very slightly widen the pupil and probably ruin it. See if it'll focus. I'll probably turn the model upside down to do it. Same again on this side. And the way like I'm kind of doing this is I am actually trying to aim the brush at where I have painted. Like, not trying to do right next to it to widen it, I'm actually just trying to aim exactly where I was before. And I'll miss. And that miss will be actually where I want it to go originally, so. Got a little dry bit of paint in the end of my brush, get rid of that because that's not going to help me. They're slightly different, but close enough that I'm not going to waste any more time trying to do it, or waste any more time just to end up ruining the model. So the skin, I'm just going to highlight a little bit before I go on to start doing stripes and stuff. I'm just going to put a little bit of this flesh shade right in there. Kind of moved off. I think it's actually kind of dried in a little bit. Totally dried in just because it's so bloody warm in here. Not to worry. This is going to be very watery as well. Very watery. So again, we're not going to, this isn't a layer highlight, this is just almost going to be like a little glaze on some of the very pronounced areas. And I want to get most of it off because it is that watery that I'll lose control of it. It's like here on the cheekbone. Barely see that I'm barely putting any on this nose bridge here. What I'm doing is I'm actually like pushing the watery bits away from the bit I'm actually highlighting, so I'm trying to highlight his brows here, so we can see that a bit better. I'm trying to highlight his brows. I'm just putting very slow gaze, and then I'm just wiping all the excess off. Giving him a little bit of putting this in the very pronounced parts that are kind of facing upwards. You'll be able to see actually the bits that are catching the reflective light a lot just now are actually the bits that I am doing, because they're the bits that are catching the most light. And the other bits that need highlighted. But it is very watery, it won't be very noticeable, but it'll just add a bit more depth to the model. And I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my, where's my little tiger at? There he is. His painted stripes. So I'm just going to use this Abaddon black that is here. And I'm basically wanting this to be almost like a fountain pen, like I'm writing. So it's pretty wet, but as you can see it's got control it at least a bit. So this one doesn't have as strong as markings as the other one did. He does still have these kind of semi-circles that frame the face. And there's a couple more in the eyes as well, but I need to be careful with the ones with the eyes so it doesn't, it's obviously the same colour as the iris, so allow you here. And then we've got that, it's kind of surrounded by a bigger U. In this bit I'm really just taking my time, because this will be the detail that people will probably look at, because it's probably the most unique part of the model, the unique painting bit, because you don't see it very often. And it's also very hard to wipe black off if you make a mistake, so. You just need to be careful kinda when you're changing angles on the model with your brush, because if you don't change angles with the model, then you'll have a really thicker bit. I do feel like I messed that up a wee bit just because those two black lines are almost touching. But that's okay. It's a bit more noticeable now that they're not touching. He's got little, where's little whiskers would be, wee tiny dots. His face is actually different from the other one. Usually, like, even though they're not symmetrical, the other ones are done kind of follow the same pattern, but this one doesn't. I'm going to copy that. So he's got almost like his Cleopatra eyeliner on, where it comes out from the eye and then goes up like that. Here. Almost another one that just does the same sort of thing. There's like a wee tiny mark here, and then there's like a big semicircle that kind of encompasses all of that. Sorry. Off camera again. And he has another semicircle that actually comes off of this one, but it's very close. He's got more of the wee spots on his chin. Right, forehead is kind of an odd shape. Stripes. See, he's got almost a line that just goes straight down the middle. Not a straight line, but I'm gonna do that. Here to, excuse me, just above where the eyes start. I'm gonna do a little there. And then it looks like a garden fork. Guys will probably be able to just go and Google images and find the actual tiger that I'm copying. Does look really weird. But we aren't all born with really cool, awesome stripes. Five, and then he's got 3 at the other side. This line kind of makes a weird triangle. And then in this little gap that we missed, a little line there. It's doing its own thing. I want it black here. And the rest of the stripes seem quite normal. There's some cool shapes that I'm just going to copy. Now this is the hard bit where you're doing shoulders and stuff like that. It's quite hard to kind of copy like a tiger or being on all fours and then the humanoid shape of this one, but we'll give it a shot. Legs don't seem to have much on tigers, so I'm just going to do kind of copy what this back leg is in this one, and he's just got a couple of little lines about there. And he seems to just have like a kind of thicker one that goes, which would be drastic. pretty much just copy the tail straight. This one's pretty much just got thick, perfectly round circles around the tail, so including the back is just all black. And then the kind of upper parts of the tail are more just like the other patterns. And just the back of the neck. We're pretty much just doing various thicknesses and the kind of common patterns that you see in tigers is like obviously the lines of various thicknesses. So you kind of like here's quite good where you've got like almost like the fork shape at the top, and then you've got lines, and then you've also got these kind of ones where it's almost a fork but it joins up again, and then usually when you got them you've just got these kind of random dots and thick lines and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. He's getting there. So I just need to finish off the mouth, so I need to highlight that with, I'm going to use some, I think it was Emperor's Children I used before. Or was it my Emperor's Children was dried up, so I used Screamer's Pink, which I have got in there already. Just add a bit of white to it. So let's do that. Pick some white up off the palette, move it all the way up here. Try to highlight. once that dries we'll wash it, but what we need to actually do that we've not done in a while is continue the cloth, because it's pretty much got his base coat and not really been done since. So on the other model we used McCragg Blue to highlight this up, but we also want a bit of the old paint to mix it in, which was Signal Blue, just for later here. But again, as I said before, Cantor Blue would be fine for the Game Shop one. That's actually the paint I wanted to use, but it was dried up. Sorry, I missed your message, Mandy, when you said let's try to focus on the paintbrush. That's where my picture of my tiger was. But it looks like I moved it at some point anyway. And this is going to be quite watery as well. I want to be quite careful not to get any of it on the skin right enough, because that'll be a nightmare to repair. And you're pretty much just going to put this all over apart from the recesses. I was too busy looking at funky tigers, got distracted. Just going to colour the bits underneath as well, which you probably won't be able to see properly in the camera, but again that's because I can't see properly what I'm painting. So this is just almost just a watered down McCragg Blue with a little bit of Signal Blue in it, but it's mostly McCragg Blue. But again, it's very watered down, and I am just putting this mainly around the edges and the raised areas. We're starting to leave the kind of hidden off areas to be darker, and obviously the deeper recesses and stuff. He's pretty much getting there. I've got the straps and the bandages to do. So the straps, I'm going to use Steel Legion Drab, which I put a bit here earlier that I ended up skipping, not putting on the claws. I don't want this one too watery. I quite like very harsh, because I'm going to wash it down again anyway, but I like it quite harsh, and then a wash down I think looks really good for the other parts. And we're leaving some of the dried bark underneath again. I think Steel Legion Drab's a really nice colour. Show the bottle again for that, since I'm using it. It's just a Games Workshop paint. Never mind, just decided to go away. There it is. Legion Drab base colour. So the strap's done. I'm actually going to do it the same colour for the bandages, the same way, but then the bandages can get a shafty bone on top of it to make them look more cloth-like rather than leather. And at these stages as well, if you've got maybe like parts of the skin that is kind of going over the straps and the bandages and stuff, you can use these highlights to cover these kind of mistakes that have been there for pretty much most of the model since the base coats. These kind of highlights and details when you're doing layers, you're pretty much doing layers to cut. You can use to cover up old mistakes, and no one will ever know, unless you host a stream and everyone just watched you make those mistakes. But who's silly enough to do that? Just do this bit in here under the inside. Okay, we've just got the ones at this side as well. Bandages are quite, like, they're and straps and stuff, they're quite easy to make look really good, because like the bandages is just lots of kind of raised edges and you're just hitting them and voila. And when you put a wash on it, it does the rest of the work, because it'll get all the recesses. It'll be good to test like the contrast paints and stuff on these bits as well, because they're the ones that will really make it easy to see what bits you're highlighting and shading and stuff as well. It could be that a lot of these kind of layers that I'm spending a lot of time doing could just be done instantly with a contrast, which I'm all for, as long as it looks good. Okay. So that's it, and then we're just going to get our sharp table one, and we're not doing the leather straps with this, but we are doing the bandages with this. Again, just over, partly over where you've just put down your Steel Legion jab, but you want to leave a bit of it. You see that just leaves me with quite thin lines. Bits of blue from the cloth, I'm going to cover them with Hue Sharp Debone while still maintaining my lines. And you'll notice that these bandages look very similar to the claws, but what we're going to do is we're going to wash them, which should separate the colours out and make them look different. done. Axes. There we are. The straps are... The leather straps are getting null and oil. Sorry, not null and oil, Argrat Excel Shade. Quite heavy as well. Let's slop it on. I like the music that just says splashes. Okay, I think that's the leather done. And the bandages are getting a very watery Reichland flesh shade. Because these will be pretty manky if you're sitting wearing bandages on your feet and running through the forest and cutting people up. I don't think they stay clean very long. There we are. I think I'm quite happy with him. He can sit with his 3 buddies. And for those that have sat throughout the whole stream, you can get a cat cam. Because he's been ridiculous just lying on the floor. Wow. That's my legs, that's not a cat. Oh, there he is. Not quite all the T crew, there's one more. Sad face. But I'll do him. So they'll be my Bullgors, those 3, in the blue cloth. And then he'll be the Doom Bull, so he'll be the leader of them. With big bases, big diorama. Maybe put like water effects in them, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do the bases yet. But I think definitely we'll start on some of the production of Ungors, maybe the Raiders. It's up to you guys if you're wanting to watch some more painting, I can start on those, or if you want to play some Vermintide. I'll see if I can lag my way through Vermintide. Yeah, I think it'll be a bit better because I cleaned out like the dust and gave it a good hoover and stuff like that. Obviously I'll probably still have a few issues just because my CPU cooler is gubbed. I'm hoping I get a new one tomorrow. I'm like 2.5 weeks out of warranty, out of a 3-year warranty. But the guy's going to try and wangle me to get it anyway, so hopefully he'll come back tomorrow with good news, but if not, I'll just need to buy another one. Which may come out the soft box light budget, because I would have quite liked to get one of them just so, well, I've got softer lights, because these are very harsh for the camera. They're really good lights for me sitting painting, they highlight everything. The kind of glaring reflections that you're getting on the camera I don't have. So, but we need to fix it for the stream. Boop, boop, boop. But I think I'll this one will be saved on Twitch again. I'll have a wee look through the quality, see if there's anything I want to kind of fix. and I'll also add your minis onto the camera. So let's see if I can just have a nice wee showcase for these guys so far on the stream. There we go, that's what we've got so far. Not looking half bad. Put a little sad face in the back. Wap, wap. Now this light doesn't reflect off paper as bad. It's just the models that they really reflect off of. You can see it looks quite dark. But yeah, that's what I've got. So these models, for anyone that's just tuning into the stream, these models are one-page rules models. So they have a Patreon, and you can subscribe for relatively cheap and get basically like a rule set to play games. So like Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, 40k. But if you do like some of their bigger Patreon ones, then they sell STL files to basically 3D print your models. So this is basically the Beastmen version, or the one-page rules. And then I've obviously put the Games Workshop models that I'm kind of going for. I worked out the base sizes, so you can see that some of the base sizes aren't quite right that I've got yet, but I've ordered more. So you can kind of see what I'll probably be working through in the next couple of weeks. So we have done the Brute Boss, which is going to be my Doom Bull. That's the guy in the red cape, he's going to be leading. And then these three guys that we're doing are these are going to be my Bullgors. So these are my Beastmen dual wielding brutes, which are going to be my Bullgors. So these are going to be Bullgors in the blue there. So they'll be working together. But we've got like kind of the Ungors and stuff to do, so the basic ones. So I think we'll probably do them next on the stream, because they're going to be more of a production line. You can see that I've got 10 of the normal Ungors, 10 of the Raiders, which are the ranged versions. So I'm probably going to need to get some more of those. So it's my brother Kovac, who's sometimes on the stream. He's the one that prints them off. He's into the hobby, but his second hobby is 3D printing, whereas I'm making my second part of the hobby the stream. So yeah, but I've got loads of Gors, which is like the one up. For me, they're like kind of armored versions of. They're very similar to the guys that you can see there. They're a bit smaller, a bit less armored, but they've got sword and board. And then we can have the Beastigors, which are going to have big two-handed axes and stuff. Again, a bit less armored than what you can see with these guys. So there'll be a bit of similarity between the models, but the base sizes will be different, and I'll buff up the models way. They can stand on rocks, that'll make them taller. But they'll all have like unique equipment, so that you can see. Oh, something different on the board. But I've, as I said, I've just kind of got back into painting again. These are the 3 models that I've painted since coming back into the hobby. So it'll be a while before I have a painted army, and it'll probably be another while before I start playing again, but you never know. I'm just adding the pictures you've sent in. No worries. Your models should appear in the slideshow now. I haven't put your names on them yet, but it gets them into the slideshow. They're looking really good. But I'm going to jump off just now. I'm going to grab something to eat. See if the little doggie's okay. But thanks very much for tuning in. And I'm really glad we got another model painted. Even maybe it was this one, wasn't it? There he is, he can have centre stage. Thanks guys, catch you next time.